Alright, Shalom, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Shai Bashem, Kahakwadash. Pray that the lesson is edifying. Just going into this post made by the ISUPK, just touching on this rapper, 4Extra, some Crip gangbanging hooligan that lost his hand, full of pride. I don't know why they promoting him, but whatever. They're Israelites, right? Or one of the premier Israelite groups out there, right? But basically he was saying, oh, blacks and Mexicans is family, blacks and Mexicans is family, blah, 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 blah. You know, as Israelites, we push that the Israelites are the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? And I'm not disputing that fact, okay, because that is the truth. Nevertheless, Hispanics are not really heavily involved in the truth. They're not heavily involved in a coalition, as they would call it, with us Southern Kingdom tribes. Even some of the Southern Kingdom tribes are not even, they don't even have a coalition with us. I'm talking about different like Caribbeans and stuff like that, right? Or even Africans, West Africans, different Israelites in Africa, whatever, right? Which some of them are pretty much Hamites anyways, right? But it's according to the seed line of your father and ultimately the spirit, right? Because Israel can come back looking like heathen nations and all of that by the seed line of their father, right? All right, but anyways, there's this comment right here by this individual, James Alston L. And he made a very good point, and a lot of people in the comment section are making these good points about how these Hispanics don't have the same energy for us that we have for them. Me, I can attest personally that I've been out here on these streets, running down on our people, telling them that their God is chosen, telling them that they're the people in the scriptures, telling them about the truth, and they deny it. Some of them I've even tried to call up to the camp, and they'll walk away with their hand up like, no, 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 no. And I ain't gonna lie, Jake does that too, right? Southern Kingdom tribe, they don't want to hear the truth either. So, but nevertheless, they try to act like they don't understand English. All right, and I took that very disrespectfully. I shouldn't take it personal, but nevertheless, I'm just not gonna deal. But anyways, this comment says, funny that only blacks folks are saying this. It's not reciprocated by the masses of brown people. And then this guy said, yes, it is plenty of people saying this, but you don't see it. You don't see it. If we saw that, if this was true, we would see it. We don't see it. Okay. So the guy was trying to gaslight, which that constantly happens. Let me see if I can find that. Whenever you say something true about whenever you say something true about what's going on with these Latinos, Hispanics, I constantly get gaslit. Constantly. Alright? Gaslighting is a form of emotional abuse or psychological manipulation, where a person deliberately denies, twists, or distorts facts to make someone else doubt their memory, perception, or insanity. The goal is to gain control by making the victim entirely dependent on the manipulator's version of reality. Denying reality, flat out denying things that happen, such as, I never said that, or you were making things up. Rewriting history, changing details of past events. Isolation, confusion, undermine a person's confidence over time until they stop trusting their own judgment completely, right? So this is a common psychological manipulation tactic a lot of people use when you bring up the truth. So this is the gaslighting right here. It says, yes, it is. There's plenty of people saying this. You just don't know them because you're focused on the negative. That's gaslighting. Even Israelite brothers, Hispanic brothers themselves, elders, apostles, so on and so forth, say that they can't stand the Hispanics and the fact that they have a problem with us, that they're so racist. It's not a fucking secret. Okay, it's the fucking truth. And this guy, Revolution Untellified, I think he's got the Mexican, he's a fucking Mexican. Okay, he's got the Mexican flag up there. Alright, which he may be an Israelite, right? but it's not a lot of them. Okay. Black love, brown pride, Asian pride. He's all over the place. He's about everybody. He's justice for everybody. You know, it's just completely through. But so he responded to that gaslighting statement, right? It says, well, this is a different person. It says there's plenty of NK Hispanics in Cali, so his point has validity. You will see more blacks make this statement than browns. Exactly. He said this social media platform called Instagram allows its viewers to have millions of other users at your fingertips. I've personally been using this app since 2011. Right, me myself as well. We've all been on this app. Even shit, I was on this shit before that when it first came out. Yeah, I got off of it for a while, which I shouldn't have. It says, and never have I seen brown people advocating for so-called black folks. So-called. So this is the brother in the truth. Okay? Because he said so-called. Hey, brothers is out here, man. It says by the masses, maybe a couple, but never enough. Just as white folks will side by a real projecting black folks in a poor light and drop the usual suspects BS, so do the so-called brown folks. I can't tell you anything other than what I've seen with my own eyes. Hell, majority of brown folks were so biased during the last election that most voted for Trump. I'm not making this up. Right, exactly. Because he has to say I'm not making this up because this guy is gaslighting. But you're not in these trenches though. So you just openly admitted that you rely on social media to tell our story. That shit will have you misled, bro. See? Gaslighting. Look at these Latinos in those posts that's agreeing with him. I'm telling you, don't let this bullshit of online fool you. That's weak. That's shit weak. You see? And this guy was like, oh, don't speak on California politics. Like, this is a joke, right? What the fuck does some lame ass street politics have to do with the real world? You really need to grow the fuck up. Yeah, exactly. Okay, this is real shit. You talking about some fucking politics out in Cali. Listen, I said California's mad racist. Hispanics out there. California's mad racist Hispanics out there. You bugging. I ain't gotta be from out there. I've been there enough to and long enough to peep game. You think we slow or something? Cause that's you trying to gaslight us. Then it's like, oh, dead homies. Right? So, and let me know how many black people you attract and agree with this. You are working backwards, young man. And if you really want to talk about California street politics, 4 Extra only said what he said because his set already beef with multiple other sets that are only black. Exactly. I don't even rock with 4 Extra. Because all those California niggas do is kill each other. And they don't have no smoke for none of them Hispanics out there. All they do is boo love on the Hispanics, pause, and then kill each other. And I'm tired of that. Because you got Hispanics out there, so-called Hispanics out there that hate the fuck out of you. Doesn't have a history of beefing. Last time I checked, Neighborhood Crip doesn't have a history of beefing with Latinos. But they will slide through they hood and wreck shit. Shit like this only exists in Cali. I ain't working shit backwards. I'm from the east side, born and raised. Yeah, we know. East LA, that's all where all you Hispanics is at. See, they think that niggas don't know about Cali. We been to Cali. I can attest. Brothers in the truth know. They've seen me in Cali. They know that I know about what's going on over there. So, there is no gaslighting me. I've been in the East LA. I've been in the California hoods. Where the hell was I at? Just to prove. Okay, we using Arcadia a lot, a whole lot. A lot of Hispanics over there. We was in Pasadena, right? And where the hell was that area I was at? It was in between Pasadena and Arcadia. This whole shit is Hispanic out. Okay, there go East Los Angeles, and then this whole shit up here. From here all the way up through Pasadena, and all the way over here to Arcadia. All of this is Hispanic area, right? And then as far as like Downey, as far as the hood, where niggas is at is really just like Compton, and then up here to like South Central, right? Which is like Inglewood, right? This is where Jake is at. These like two little areas, and then you could say a little Long Beach, but not really. It's Hispanic. It's a mixture of Hispanics, Polynesians, Samoans, but all this shit up here, East LA, like he was saying, all the way up through here, it's all Moreno. I mean, what they call them shits, barrios and Hispanic hoods and shit. And I done been through this whole shit, and they don't really bother me, but they ain't too fucking accepting of us being here, neither. This whole shit, even all the way when you go into the Inland Empire, is Moreno Valley. So it's not, you talking about all of this shit. We niggas know about Cali. Okay? Like the homie said, we grew up black and brown. Same everything. They not our enemies, they are brothers and sisters. Shut up. Because I've been to Cali and that's not the case. Okay? He said, if you really believe there are brothers and sisters, where the fuck they be at when dead black bodies hit the streets at the hands of police and white folks? If they're allies, why the fuck they haven't wiped out the Klan? One hand washes the other, right? Like, my God, what benefit are they? I need answers. And I said the same thing. I've been constantly saying that. That there's no benefit. Having Hispanic in your set does not make you nothing. Unless you need a Hispanic interpreter. It says they be out here with us too, just like we are with them. Like I said, you don't live out here, bozo. You speaking on some shit you know nothing about. Man, shut the fuck up. I'm a bozo because my opinion is based on data and facts, and yours is purely based off your feelings and opinion and what you like to see. I've seen enough. Exactly. You just arguing with unreasonable men. Matter of fact, let's go get some scriptures. And this is what I'm talking about. We don't even get along. That guy, he's through. He says all people. He's cool. He's cool with everybody. Second Thessalonians 3:2. And that we may be delivered from unreasonable men, unreasonable and wicked men, for all men have not faith. That's right. All men have not faith, man. And this guy, he's telling straight up lies, man. Even the scripture says that Jake and the northern and the southern kingdom envy Judah and all of that. Okay? You can't sit here and say that this shit don't exist. Fuck. The northern and the southern kingdom was split up. The Lord said that he gonna gather together Jake from all corners of the earth, though. They're gonna be looking like all nations. Not just fucking Mexican only. It's the Israelite foreigners. Isaiah 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria and from Egypt and from Pathros and from Cush and from Elam and from Shinar and from Hamath and from the islands of the sea. And he shall set up an ensign for the nations and shall assemble the outcasts of Israel and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. That's right, because our people have been scattered. Our people have been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. So The Lord scattered us, meaning we went we went throughout all different nations by the way of our captivity, slavery. So yes, there's Israelites that are so-called Mexicans, all right? Which we believe that the so-called Mexicans are the tribe of Issachar. Nevertheless, a lot of so-called Mexicans either some. That's why the Lord talks about separating the tare from the wheat, because you have pockets of Edomites amongst them, man. Just like there's Edomites amongst us, you know. But a lot of them might just be fucking Spaniards. They might have some of that Spaniard blood in them. And they're basically Edomites. This Matthew 13. I just read this 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, said, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the seed, among the wheat, and went his way. Right? What is the tare? The rape, robbery, and murder. They're raping their women, and they have a specific Ladaza mindset where they want to whiten up their race. Okay, just like some of those Caribbeans, and they be putting on cake soap, trying to lighten up their skin. It's like they're ashamed that they're melanated. It's like they're trying to hide. They have like an identity crisis. You got people like Sammy Sosa, isn't he like Dominican or something like that? Like I said, they have a problem with being black or attributed to being black. So they try to separate themselves, but at the same time, copying Jake, you know what I'm saying? Copying Jake's style, way of talking. And a lot of these Hispanics, a lot of these Mexicans, they love saying the N word. They love saying nigga this, nigga that. Oh, you nigger, you a fucking nigger. You fucking nigger. And listen, man, you fucking spick wetback motherfuckers. Yeah, exactly. How you feel about that? If we come at y'all with the same energy, you're gonna be tight. You're gonna be tight. That's why I don't even deal. I know some brothers in his truth, Hispanic brothers in his truth, so-called Hispanic brothers in the truth. I tell them like, yo, bro, don't be saying the N word. And now all of a sudden you mad because you can't say the N word because nigga because nah, bro, you can't say it, bro. You're not black. You're not black, bro. You don't know what will come with that. You don't know what come with that. Facts. And people, they'll tell you straight up. Now, like I said, there was a split in the house of Israel. You had the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. In the land of Israel, where it was called Barnabas was called Niger. Over here, it was only the southern kingdom in Judea at that time. The northern kingdom had already departed to Ashereth. It tells you about that in Esdras. All right, that they went over here to the Americas to serve their God. All right, but I'll continue to read. This is about while I'll just read the whole thing real quick. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of his householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? Remember, this is talking about sex. All right, the man carries the seed. Seed, another word for that is sperma. I want to go check it. Matthew 13 and 27. Let's go check it real quick. Let's get some text real quick. Salakia, just bear with me. 27. What the hell is this? The fuck? What the fuck, man? Oh, it's the wrong website, Salakia. Yeah, the word is sperma, like I said. Okay, seed, sperm, seed. Okay, seed including male sperm by implication. Seed. Okay, so reason why I'm going into that is because you have a lot of our people that pretty much mix mingle with the other tribes or other nations, right? Anyways, it says, he said unto them, an enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, wilt thou then that we go up and gather them? But he said, nay, lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them. Let them both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them up, but gather the wheat into my barn, right? So the Lord is going to make a distinction between the two. You know, every Hispanic is not a brother. You know what I'm saying? Every brother is not a brother. You know, there's tares among the wheat. You have people that may appear to look like us and they're not us. And then you have people that don't look nothing like us, but they are us. Okay? So that's why it's really not an outward appearance thing, but at the same time, you cannot reserve judgment and say, oh, all Hispanics is good over here. No, they're not. 2/3 of our people are going to be cut off and die. You know, that's the reality of the matter. Now, I wanted to get into this because, like I said, you have a lot of our people that are mixed mingling with each other, right? Different tribes, so on and so forth. And you're changing up the race to the point where it's like we're not even looking like ourselves. You know, Jake has that jet black hair, curly black hair, or ultra curly, which people will call nappy, right? They attribute everything that's black to being, because that word black means ugly, right? Putrid, evil, wicked, right? And then white appears to be holy, you know. But we know that yellow hair is a curse. You know, having no pigmentation in your skin is a curse. All right, known as leprosy. All right. Nevertheless, this Sirach 26:19 says, my son, keep the flower of thine age sound, and give not thy strength to strangers. And this is why a lot of these Hispanic women, they want to get with Jake. These white women want to get with Jake. You know, everybody wants to be with the black man because our good skin, our good descent, you know, and they're trying to change up the way we look. They trying to blacken up their race. They trying to save their race. All right. While you got so-called Hispanics in particular that want to whiten up their race, that want to tell their daughters, oh, stay away from niggas, right? So I'm on the same type of time. First and foremost, let me get something straight. I don't want to be around no Hispanic woman. I'm not trying to be with you. I'm not trying to lay down with you. I'm not trying to have my seed with you. None of that. I don't deal with nothing but my own woman. All right? If she ain't black, it's whack. And I know there's a lot of brothers out there that deal with Edomite women. I know there's brothers out there that deal with Hispanic women. Hey, listen, I got family members that do it. Listen, you know, have it your way like Burger King, right? But nevertheless, it says right here, Sirach 26:19, my son, Keep the flower of thine age sound, and give not thy strength to strangers. When thou hast gotten a fruitful possession through all the field sold with thine own seed, trusting in the goodness of thy stock. Right? So it says basically, so thy race which thou leavest shall be magnified, having the confidence of their good descent. So it says, give not thy strength unto strangers, like another nation of people, right? Because you have a baby with a Moabite, your child gonna look like a Moabite, even though you can, right? Even though you can, it's not against the scriptures. We have concubines. I'm not saying, oh yeah, you shouldn't be doing it, brother. You know, that should use your own discretion. We know that Abraham had an Egyptian handmaid. I'm sorry. Was it Abraham? Yes. He had an Egyptian handmaid named Hagar, who he made Ishmael with. You know, his name was Abba, and now it's Abraham, father of many nations, right? There's nothing wrong with being with a woman of another descent. Nevertheless, the Lord told us not to marry these other nations people, because we would take on their customs, their gods, their so on and so forth. And a lot of these Hispanics, they're not really serving Yahweh Shemasha either. You know, they're into all different types of shit. Nevertheless, Jake is still over here dealing with his own people. We in our neighborhoods. We not mixed mingling and none of that. All right, everything is black. Everything is, so-called black, melanated, brown. You know what I mean? But it's just a lot of deception in that post, which I can't even see it now. Damn it. But yeah, that's pretty much the lesson, man. Shit. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shema Shabbat Shema Kahak Shalom.